One of the questions frag heads always get is what fragrances can you not live without? Or better yet, what fragrances will always stay in your collection? So this week I'll be looking at 7 fragrances that I own that will always be in my collection. And first up is one, well, you should probably guess what it is, and that's going to be the Horror Signature Pour Homme. It is one that is absolutely versatile for many different occasions. It's manly but not overly like and it's just one that just fits so many bills, and it's a niche quality for a designer price. And two of 7 for fragrances that I cannot live without, or again, fragrances I will always have in my collection, is the one that got me started in fragrances, and that's going to be none other than Oxford Blue from English Laundry. This may smell very similar to Versace Eros, but it's one that's, in my opinion, a better quality, more sophisticated, and even at regular MSRP is still a better value than Versace Eros, in my opinion. Now, the third fragrance that I cannot live without, will always be in my collection, is one that I'm going to have to re up pretty soon, and it is Ovation for Men. Much like Sahara, is one that I feel it is very universal or has a great utility when it comes to many different occasions, but it has a sensualness that really bodes well and bleeds into the professional aspects of this fragrance as well, as one that I will always keep in my collection. And you see, I'm getting kind of low. And number 4 in my 7 fragrances I can't live without is one that's actually a new addition to the collection, but one that is a classic and a staple of many collections, and it's none other than Nautica Voyage, very much known as an excellent summertime fragrance. It's a fragrance, it's a manly fragrance. It's fresh, it's citrusy, but it also has great undertones of musk and moss and cedar, and for its price, it exceeds every expectation in duration and projection for literally pennies on the ounce. Number 5 on my list of 7 that I will always keep in my collection is one that is probably the most unique of the 7, and one that I only have a small bottle, but a little goes a long way, and that is Echelon for Men from Kimberly, New York. I love the uniqueness of this fragrance with the black pepper and musk in the mid notes, but it is really that leather and mahogany in the base that just takes this fragrance from a good fragrance to a great fragrance, and is one that lasts so long, but is one only really for special occasions. It's very sensual. It's one that I would say you definitely want to wear when you're getting up close and personal. Number 6 on my list of fragrances that will always be in my collection is one that I literally searched for over a decade. Well, maybe a little bit longer than that now, because I've only had it in my collection maybe 2 years, if not a year. But it is none other than Royall Muske. I first knew of it as Island Musk on a trip to Jamaica for my honeymoon more than 15 years ago now. And from then, I searched and searched and searched until we finally found it about a year or two ago under the name of Royal Musk. It is such a light but manly musk with a spice that is just, mwah. And it's one that lasts for me a very long time, but also sentimental value as well. So, last on my list, number 7 out of 7 of fragrances that will always be in my collection is my introduction to the House of Cremo, and it is none other than Blue Cedar and Cypress. Now, this has been described to me as, when you walk down the lumber aisle in a Lowe's or Home Depot, it's exactly what it smells like. It's very manly, it just hits the vibe. And that's a quote. It's a fragrance that I absolutely find amazing for the fall and the winter, particularly the fall. It just fits that sort of sitting by the fire vibe. And with Cremo fragrances, they are a great price, but great quality, great projection, great everything. I love it.